The next coach on our webinar is Michigan's Jim Harbaugh. Coach Harbaugh led the Wolverines to the East Division title and leads the program to its third consecutive Big Ten championship game. Michigan finished the season 12-0 overall and 9-0 in conference play. The Wolverines are looking for their 45th Big Ten championship and third in as many seasons. Coach, if you have some quick opening comments, we'd like to give you the floor, and then we'll open it up for questions.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of enthusiasm today in Schembechler Hall, and just was able to meet with our coaches and just tell them how proud I was of them, and a few of the players stopped by, and just can't thank them all enough for the effort, and really have to praise all. There's if you praise one, you really have to give praise and credit to all who contributed. So many players, so many coaches, especially Sharon Moore. I do have to single him out. I thought not a thing I would have changed in the way he called that game, and decisions that he made under in that kind of environment, that kind of pressure. I think huge shout out to Sharon. And all the coaches and all the players, as I said, just ringing so loud and clear, the team. Very proud of them.
Thank you, Coach. Our first question this afternoon will go to Aaron McMahon.
Jim, do you have an update on Will Johnson, his status for Saturday's game?
No, I don't have an update as of right now. We'll see how things proceed. Get looked at today, treatment, etc., and evaluation, and possibly know something later in the week or tomorrow.
Our next question is from Adam Rittenberg.
Hi, Jim. I was just wondering how you spent the day, especially during the game, and then afterward, I saw you were visiting with Zach Center and his family in the hospital. So just take us through your Saturday, if you could.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I did. Watched the game, and then went over and saw Zach, and then was back home with the family.
Our next question is from Andrew Kahn.
Hi, Jim. Fans will sometimes say Iowa, wins ugly or they're lucky. I'm interested in how you, as a longtime coach, view a team that wins more with defense and special teams than, scoring a lot of points.
The key word there is wins. Those. Anytime you win, it's a team effort. Your team was able to make the plays that were needed to make, stop the drives, needed to cover the kicks that needed to be covered, and Iowa does that. They win.
Our next question is from Nathaniel Finch.
Coach Nathaniel Finch, Wish TV, Indianapolis. Thanks for your time. Talk about AJ Barner. How has he helped this team to, your undefeated season? What stands out about his talents as a tight end?
AJ's been huge. All the new players that came into our team. Could run down the list. They've all been great additions to our team. Josiah Stewart and Josh Wallace. Drake Nugent, LD, Miles, so many have been incredible. Ernest, so many guys, just tremendous additions to our team right from the beginning, right through the training and the season. Every single guy. AJ Barner has been a great contributor, not only as a blocker, and he's elite. He's elite in blocking, but he is also shown to be a tremendous go-to receiver, and makes the tough catches, play demeanor that is, it speaks for itself, really. It's tough, it's physical. It's been a tremendous teammate in every way.
Our next question is from Austin Meek.
Yeah, Jim Austin Meek with The Athletic. Could you just describe your emotions when Zach went down, especially not being able to be there with him, and then anything that you shared with him or he shared with you when you saw him at the hospital?
Yeah, I mean the emotions were with Zach, with him, with his family. I was hoping for the best, but you in your mind you start preparing for the worst. And then I saw him. He's just so tough, so strong. And that was those are he ended up there was a broken fibia and tibia. And that's you really feel that because you feel when you're laying there in a field with a broken bone. I mean, those bones tend to rub together, and it's really painful. Just what a stalwart he was. And then what at the hospital, it was just he was so happy for his team. The great news was that it was probably the best of the worst case scenario, because those bones will heal. Other emotions, the team. I know how that can affect a team. That can go one way or the other with a team, and there could be that overall sadness for a teammate and worry and concern, and also can motivate the team. You saw that with Blake. I mean, the presence of mind, a touchdown in the next play to flash up to 6-5, and Zach was, I mean, he was really moved by that, and just the way the teammates were texting and calling, et cetera. It was, it was just another example. The team showed throughout that game, and especially showed there. And the other thought was that I mean, who can be against the players being compensated for what they do? At least even minimum wage. I mean, who could argue against that when there's injury or not? I mean, the emotional buildup, watching it on TV was, I mean, there wasn't a commercial that went by, a sporting event that was played all week that you didn't see those two teams, and the buildup and the hype and the talk about players' legacies and everything that could possibly be rolled into one game on the line, and then you see the amount of people that are benefiting financially from those players' efforts out there. Just, I wonder who could be against that. I ask other coaches to get on board, to use their platform, and their voice for the student athletes, not just football players, all student athletes, to be sharing in this ever increasing revenue. That was another thought that I had, and I just don't know who could be against that.
Our next question comes from Scott Docterman.
Yeah, Jim, I wanted to ask you about J.J. McCarthy. And yesterday, he completes 80% of his passes. He doesn't have a mistake. He has one incredible throw. And, what's kind of been his trajectory since you've had him on and split time with him a couple of years ago to now, where he's, beaten Ohio State as the starting quarterback 2 years in a row and has your team rolling?
Yeah, just incredible. I mean, you give credit to one, you really got to give credit to all. But there's no doubt that J.J. McCarthy is, the incredible player that he is. Fearless is the way to describe him. And he's never careless, but he is fearless. And what a leader! The record speaks for itself. Once again, his play was exceptional, game ball worthy, and guardian of victory once again for the Michigan Wolverines.
Our next question is from Tony Garcia.
Yeah, hey Jim, Tony Garcia here from the Detroit Free Press. Now that the last 3 games are behind you, can you describe your emotion knowing you will be with your team the rest of the way, and you do get that chance to defend a league title and get back to the college football playoff?
Yeah, I've been my emotions, my focus has been with the team, the entire time. This it's been a tremendous season. Right, the exact position that we hoped for, that we worked so hard to be in, and it's onward now. We've accomplished many of our goals, but not all of them yet, and some still are out there. Beating Michigan State, beating Penn State, beating Ohio State, winning the Big Ten East. Now the next is winning the conference championship, and that's where our focus is. And so I would say, to be back, but I never left.
Next question is from Ryan Zook.
Ryan Zook, Ann Arbor News here. Yeah, Jim, I was wondering what your reaction was when you saw Rod Moore's interception that kind of sealed the game, and were you able to kind of celebrate and share that moment with anyone else?
Yeah, probably happy as I've ever been. This one of the happiest moments of my life, just for every single player, for Rod, for Sharon, for all of our coaches, for everybody in that in the locker room. I mean, I know I talk about the team. To me, I mean, this is the team, the 23 team. It is the team. Yeah, so Sarah and I were watching it. I mean, it was hugs, high fives. It was a very glorious moment.
Next question will come from Lane Higgins.
Hi, Jim. This is Lane Higgins at the Wall Street Journal. I asked Sharon this after the game about the play calling and how different it was and how much they were going to the pass plays instead of just running it up the gut like you had for the last 2 games against Penn State and Maryland. And I'm curious, how much you had strategized with him going into that game and, what we should expect out of Michigan's offense going forward now that, the game is behind us.
Yeah, I thought it was one of Sharon's best, and he's had some really good ones in terms of calling the plays. The emphasis all week was, we wanted to be creative. We felt Ohio State was very good defensively. This is, to me, the best Ohio State team we've played, and against the run, the coverage in the pass. I mean, they haven't given up very many big plays at all. We were able to get some explosive plays, but we knew we were going to have to be creative to get them. And just about every one, except for maybe two plays that he got all the creative plays off the call sheet and run, and then they were executed beautifully and timely and very aggressive in the 4th down calls. And the offense was physical. They were aggressive, but they weren't going to be denied. I know that Sharon believed in them, and it reflected in the way he called the game.
Next question is from Elliot Clough.
Hey, Jim. Thanks for taking the time today. I know a question was kind of similar earlier, but I was kind of viewed as simplistic, and there's just kind of a general view that it's going to be a blowout on Saturday. Are there any difficulties of preparing for a team that plays football the way Iowa does?
Yeah, there's a lot. Our team's really good when we don't turn the ball over. I think we're undefeated when we don't turn the ball over since I've been coaching here, and that's one of Iowa's specialties. Tips and overthrows. I mean, we tried to adopt that as the best we can, and but nobody does it better than Iowa. So you have to earn everything that you get, and it's going to be a tough physical game, and we got to get ourselves in that mindset, which more than ever, more than the last 2 years, I really think our team is there's more to do. There's the mindset of onward, and we understand the task of the championship game. Both teams really want it. Both teams, it's an opportunity for Iowa to be champion, opportunity for us to be champion, and that's going to have to get earned, and we're going to have to do what we always do every single week. Plan, practice, and then go execute. And it's going to have to be good. If it's not, then we'll have a good chance of getting beat. If we play good, then we're going to have a good chance of winning. That's how we go into every single week.
Next question is from Michael Cohen.
Hey, Jim, Michael Cohen from Fox Sports. I was just wondering if you remember anything or could share anything about the recruitment of Colston Loveland and sort of how a guy like that can open things up for play callers and play designers with the versatility he has.
I just think I think the cat's out of the bag, how good he is. I used to even tell him, I mean, you're so good, and probably the longer it takes you to figure that out, the better off you're going to be, because he just didn't even, I don't think it was dawning on him just how special his talent is. I would say the first time when I went to recruit him, the thing that struck me was how big he was. Watching him on tape, I'm seeing this fluid, great body control in terms of catching, fast, elusive, tremendous balance. And then when I saw him in person, I was expecting I was expecting somebody, maybe about 6'2.5", 6'3", 185, 95 pounds. But I mean, he is a big, strong, strapping, probably 235, 240, but moves like a point guard in basketball, a receiver in football. That was the thing that struck me so much. And the next thing was just who he is, the kind of guy he is, the things that his parents have poured into him. Very humble, very hardworking, and just much gratitude for his coaches, teachers, classmates at the high school. One of the gals on the basketball team had thanked him for coming to her basketball game the night before, and just neat, all-American. Really, I mean, just all-American kind of guy.
Our next question is from Adam Rittenberg.
Jim, I know you appreciate history, and obviously Michigan getting 1,000 wins. You got the chance to do something this week that hasn't been done before with 3 consecutive outright Big Ten titles. What would that mean to Michigan and to you personally if you're able to accomplish that?
Mean a great deal. And as I said, I mean, this team, it's a true team. Selfless. They play for each other. It's, if you're wondering what's in another man's heart on this team, it's about each other. So many things. I mean, 12-0, back-to-back seasons. We'd like to make that 13-0. 12-0 is the first time in Michigan history. 12-0, back-to-back, first time ever. So many things about this team, and they all talk about it. There's more to do. So I know our focus will be on going out and giving it our very best, and taking a shot at that third championship.
Our next question is from Matthew McGowan.
Hey, Coach. Matt McGowan with the Daily Iowan. You've played Iowa in the past, but what stands out about their defense this year compared to then?
really, really good players, really great scheme. Always in the right place. The way they adjust emotions, the way they adjust to shifts. They're the way they can adjust to tempo. They're in the right place at the right time, and then there's a mentality to go after the ball. And not just the nose for the ball. It's just it's at a very elite high level, and the ball's in the air, tips, the overthrows. It's just image of heat-seeking missiles after the ball. So you got to be really precise offensively, whether you're running the ball. The blocks have to be crisp. They have to be sustained. Throws have to be, they have to be accurate. They have to be on time, and you have to play really good football, really good disciplined football.
We've got time for one or two more. Our next question comes from Aaron McMahon.
Jim, what struck you most about watching your team on Saturday beat Ohio State?
Just what I said earlier. The team was just ringing so loud. And it was not, one guy, all guys, the entire team, the way they played. And it was offense complementing the defense complementing the offense, the special teams, as well. Everything was really run clean and precise, highly disciplined football, and a clean game, both sides. And just how good both teams were, and how it came down to a few plays here, it came down to a few plays there. But yeah, this to me is the team. And it rings from my ears, Bo Schembechler, the team. But this is a very, very special team.
Our next question is from Ryan Zook.
Duke Ann Arbor News. Yeah, John, I know you mentioned kind of player compensation and minimum wage earlier. I was curious, have you ever thought about potentially donating some of your contract to NIL or a collective or anything like that to try and get your own stamp on helping out the players?
Yeah, as I've said, there's a lot of people profiting. Coaches are profiting millions. I've had people tell me, don't say anything about that. That's the coaches, that'll take away money for the coaches. What I've been able to do is donate money back to the athletic department, which I did in 2021. But I would, for the players to be compensated, I'm using my voice, and I would take less money for the players to have a share. And I hope other coaches would use their voice to express the same thing.
We have time for one more question. Our next question will go to News Stitched Media.
Hey, Coach. What makes Blake Corum such a great leader on and off the field?
On and off the field. You just hit it. He's a leader. Comes so much from his parents. They have poured in tremendous gratitude, work ethic, discipline, and there's this real competitive side to Blake where he's just so motivated to give his best, to give his all at all times. But there's this empathetic side to him that it's not about him. It's about others and affecting other people in a positive way. And it's rare that highly competitive person and that empathetic person, come together in one. But that is who Blake Corum is, and that's why he is such a effective leader both on the field and off the field. Because when you're on a team or anywhere in life, I think, especially on a team, well, I know this for sure, is, the thing people assess in other people, real quick is, what's in another man's heart. Are they about themselves or are they about the team? And, Blake Corum is, not just about the team. It's about community. It's about people. I could not say enough great things. Just another thought about the All-American guy, Blake Corum.
Coach Harbaugh, thank you again for joining us. Good luck in all your final preparations this week, and we look forward to seeing you and your team in Indianapolis.